Oh, hamburger juice. It's your boy, Smoke Screeners Prime.
Masters of the Universe, new Eternia, Mekaneck, baby. And this is one of the figs I was most intrigued on seeing because, one, I have Mekaneck, but in the classics. And it's a great fig. It's a really great fig to me. However, the lack of some of the posability that you can't do due to the arms and the knees because of the old style has me a little bit irritated, so to speak, because as I collect more and more Masterverse, I'm really digging the posability, the extra posability that I can get. However, with that being said, the classics still have a near dear place in my heart, and the sculpt is great and everything. But let's move on to Mekaneck, baby. And the first thing we're gonna do is hit you with this slow motion and let you see the artwork from this thing. Is pretty good. You see Clawful up there at the top and Road Ripper down at the bottom. There's some pictures of Mekaneck right there, and then you see, well, you can pause the video and you can look for yourself, but it was Triclops, Mekaneck, the Battle Armor He-Man, and King Keldor was down there. Another pic with Mekaneck over there to the side. There's a Clawful at the top right, some more Clawfuls at the bottom. Going back around, you can see him with the shield. Gonna hit you with one more Clawful, and then the Road Ripper again. Go back around one more time. I didn't catch it the first go round, but let you go again so you can pause and see what it reads in regards to Mekaneck. See all the people in the wave again. Come back to Mekaneck, and we about to slow down, and you can see all of the things that he's come with back to the front. Bam! So first off, I want to say the figure looks awesome. I'm digging the darker, deeper blue. Is cool. You can see the different neck pieces. There's 5 altogether. He has a shield, a mace, 2 closed fists. One thing I will say, fam, that makes no sense to me. I'm just going to turn this around real quick so you can see. There's an image right here at the top. Hold on, let me readjust my camera. Okay, the image at the top. Okay, so as you can see, the image right there at the top right, you can see he has an open hand, kind of used so that he can get the look of doing his mace being used like a telescope. However, they do not give you that hand. I don't know why they want to show you this pic and not give you that hand. That made absolutely no sense to me at all. Again, if you're going to show us something like that, you need to have all of the pieces if you're going to show us a pose like that, because we want to set it up like that too, fam. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to Mekaneck. He has the green, as usual, the green belt. He has the deep blue, the gray boots, and the straps are more silver than they were gray. As you can see, they're more silver than they were gray. I'm going to do a comparison with the classic so you can see, but I thought that was a little interesting. I kind of like it with the gray than the silver because it makes it pop a little bit more to me, but nonetheless, that's okay. Here's a better look of the accessories, the 5 neck pieces that can combine like Voltron, and then you got the shield right here with the Road Ripper on there. At least that's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's the Road Ripper, and then you have the 2 closed fists and the mace. So, also, if you look to the left arm, you can see there's a place. There's a gauntlet right there for you to put the shield on, fam. There's also a place in the back, but we'll get a better look at it once we start doing a better look at the figure, fam. All right, so let's get this bad boy out the way. We already looked at everything on that, and let's look at the figure. The figure is nice, fam. It is nice. I have to admit, it's a nice figure. The one thing that kind of throws me off, well, that I recognize from the jump, is the glossy goggles, fam. It's bright, you know what I'm saying? And his helmet is slightly different than the original from the classics, but again, something else we'll point out. So, first off, let's begin with the figure itself. The articulation is not needed. It's a Massiverse figure. You know how it's done. But I will say that mine was real stiff. It was very, very stiff. So you might want to heat it up, or just take your time and moving it around. But again, mine was very stiff. And let's move him to the side real quick, and let's bring in the classic Mekaneck for a comparison. So here's my classic Mekaneck right here. Like I was saying with the boots, you can see the classic to your left has the gray boots, and it's a darker gray, where the new Eternias has the boots are about the same color. It's it's a little darker, the boots itself, but the straps are lighter. So it's like they kind of flip-flopped a little bit, but all in all, it's not that big a deal, fam. They both have the green belts. The new Eternia's belt is a slightly lighter green, and the loincloth, the draws, is both black, but the new Eternia is a little darker. And if you look at the jumpsuit, so to speak, the onesie he has on, it's a deeper royal blue, so to speak, where the classics blue is it's a nice dark blue. Moving up to their to the chest plate, it's basically the same thing. Of course, the classics is broader because the figure is more muscular than the new Eternia's that is slender. So his armor on the new Eternia is slightly different, but all in all is basically the same thing. The design is kept basically the same, except one thing. On the new Eternias, you can see that there are no dots. There's not a dot here, and there's not a dot here. Where if you look at the classic, there's a dot here and a dot there. And then on the new Eternia, there's a separation right here on this line, where on this one, there's no separation. But the sides are still gray. There's like a rectangle right here on this side, where there's not one here, but there is a line going down there. Let me turn it to the side a little more. But there's like a shape. It's not a rectangle, but it's not a square going off right here, kind of sectioned off right there, and it's more indents again because he's more buff. If you look at the glossy goggles on the new Eternia, hold on, slow your road. There you go. The glossy goggles on the new Eternia compared to this Mekaneck, that's because I painted them just to give it a little bit of a breakup with the glossy. However, it was silver, and it definitely wasn't glossy like that. That's pretty much the same. The helmets up here it has that triangle shape, but here is shaped a little different than it is over here. The helmet is pulled closer toward the goggles, where back here it's further back. Let me turn it to the side so you can kind of see a little better what I mean. With that being said, no, still looks good. The back is the same. You got some dots right here, but this one doesn't. Has the hole, so looking good. Let's move the old school out the way. Here's the new school. You see the adapters for the neck. We're gonna put these bad boys together. Very simple. You just take them and snap one in, The fact that he can do all this bending with the neck is pretty cool, fam. Okay, to see that's nice right there. That's nice right there with the bending. I gotta admit, I do like it. It gives a little bit of versatility to it. And you don't have to use all the neck pieces. You can just use one. But of course, with Mekaneck, since he's always looking out and stuff, kind of like a spy, you need his neck to go up a good bit. You can also use his mace that can come apart where the classics could not, and you can combine it with the necks to make like a telescope. You can use all of them. It's just that I left that one that's on his neck right now. It can bend and move around. It's very easy to put on, very easy to snap off, not hard at all. So that's a nice little twist. Here's the shield with the Road Ripper. It looks pretty good, and you can place it right here on his arm. It's nice and tight, which is something that the classics did not have. Or you can put it on his back as well, and it can sit there, which is cool. Now, the one issue that I have, again, like from the picture, they showed you where he was holding his telescope and he was using an open hand. They didn't give us one, fam. So if you thought you were gonna just be able to switch, you're slightly misconstrued, fam, because the pegs for these two are totally different. A regular peg, these two pegs are not the same. So the one on the right is Mekaneck, and the one on the left is the Triclops, the original Triclops that came out from the Masterverse. As you can see, the peg on the Triclops is way too small, so you can't use that. And here is Beastman's, one of the larger figures, and even his peg is still off and not quite big enough to use for Mekaneck. So what I did was take some tape, wrap it around here, fam, and voila. And I just wrapped it twice, and I was able to get the effect of another hand. Now the color is slightly off because this is from the original He-Man, but it still works for me, and it gives me the effect that I wanted. And this is the effect that I wanted, like the back of the box. All right, so let's get to what you really want to see. How does he measure up against the classic in regards to the neck? So right now I just have two necks pieces on the new Mekaneck, and here is the classic. And the classic has the lower neck right there, and they're basically about the same height. And then if you think about it, it's pretty good because this Mekaneck is shorter than that one. So now let's see how they look with all the pieces for both of the necks. So here they are with their necks extended, and as you can see, the tall one still demolishes him. And these are all the added pieces for the new Mekaneck's neck. Let's see how much taller he is with the other piece. So with the other neck combined, it's not even close. This Mekaneck destroys him. However, the new Mekaneck is still a great find to me. And if you're wondering, yes, you can combine all of them to make him extremely tall, but that's what will happen, fam. The balance, the height is just too tall, so it's best to have it like this right here, fam. You still get a lot of neck, a lot of height, and you still have the posability that you don't have with the other. Pass, is this a grab? I think it's a grab, fam. You gotta have them. You need them for your Masterverse. So with all that being said, fam, go ahead and look for that bad boy. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe.